Well, Vic, here we are. We're live from our trenches.
I know, man. We haven't seen each other since last Monday.
That's true.
Tomorrow will be a week, but it seems like a month, man.
It does, man. It feels weird being in isolation,
Yeah.
but we're playing by the
Now, I've
rules.
been playing by the rules. I had to go to the office once last week to look through some mail that one of our people had brought into the lobby.
Cool.
Uh, but I was there all alone, and you've been there by yourself last week.
Right?
But none of us have actually seen each other.
That's right. Only via
But
Zoom.
but yeah, we're still running our office. That's what's so cool.
I
The
love it.
law offices of Vic Feazell is in business, people. Uh, I am glad, Jonathan, that we had the foresight to get some of the technology that we have picked up over the last 2 or 3 years
Yeah.
and buy it for our office and have it already installed so that our phone system can relay the phone calls to our remote telephones. Uh, that's a fancy word for cell phone, iPhone.
Android,
But
whatever you use.
it's it's not the office, but you can call the office and we'll pick it up. There might be a slight delay of a second or two or three while it transfers over.
On the satellites are
But
linking up in outer space.
yeah. Hey, that's neat. Losses of Vic Feazell. We got more swag than any other law office.
I know it's like a Rolling Stones concert with you, man. You want a
I
t-shirt, bumper
know.
stickers?
T-shirts, bumper stickers. Call in for our beautiful keychain. Yeah.
There you go. We don't have keychains yet.
Our pendant keychain. No, we don't have that. So don't ask for that. We do have lots of coffee.
We do. And the coffee
We
is
do.
safe and secure and packaged. And if you get it,
Okay.
it will not come with any coronas.
It won't. Unless the mailman puts it on there, so just wipe off the outside bag real well. We pack it well.
Yeah.
We have special bags that the bag of coffee goes into, and then we comp a bumper sticker or some coasters and stuff like that to go along with it. So yeah,
I like it.
So not only does the law offices of Vic Feazell have the ability to answer people's phone calls, but we can get to every document.
Yeah.
Remember, 10 years ago, Jonathan, you and I started bringing this law firm paperless.
Yeah.
Remember all that?
Years ago.
Yeah, all that scanning we started doing, and then we kept up to date on the new formats. So all of us sitting in our remote offices. I'm in my kitchen right now rather than in the office. But you're in your home office.
Yeah.
And we're able to sit down and get right to our client's file. So if you're one of our clients, we can go look at your file right now without touching a piece of paper.
It's awesome.
We digitized everything. Everything that comes in gets scanned and goes into the files that they belong in. And then that is stored in the cloud so that we can access it. We can access it from anywhere. So, and we've got this capability, like you and I are doing right now.
Zoom.
Of Zoom, yeah. And we, a while back, bought the big professional version.
We did.
So we've been having staff meetings. We start every morning with an entire LOVF staff meeting.
I love it.
LOVF stands for Law Offices of Vic Feazell. Yeah, it looks like love. Looks like love. It only likes one little stick, being love. So we have our staff meetings, and that's kind of neat because we haven't ever had a video staff meeting before.
It's pretty cool, man.
It is cool because we've got 2 geographic locations. So we would have to have people drive up from Austin, drive in from Colleen to sit in our staff meetings with us. And now we can put everybody together and they're all up there on the screen. It's really kind of cool.
It's pretty cool. Everybody's
And
little pets roaming around in the background. Whee!
yeah, yeah. And Friday, we closed the week Friday with a virtual happy hour.
True.
We all
This is
sat in
true.
front of our computers, all with each other, with our glass of wine or our glass of whiskey, and a couple people with their club soda or whatever, and we toasted and cheered and talked about how the day went, and
Yeah.
shared stories of how we've come together as a group to get through this. I hate to call it a crisis, but it is a crisis. It's not just a crisis for us; it's a worldwide crisis.
Yeah. I never thought I'd live to see the day, Vic. I mean, we hear about things that happened back with the Spanish flu and these things back in the day, but I never thought we would reach this point.
Me neither. Me
Hmm.
neither. Although I always knew it was a possibility,
Yeah.
which is one of the reasons we've been bringing the office up to the condition it's in now so that we can keep things going. Not
Yeah.
only work on existing cases,
Taking new
but
cases.
taking in new cases.
Signed some new ones last
Uh,
week.
have you seen our TV commercial yet? Any of them? Well, you've seen them because you helped make them.
Yeah.
But I mean, seen them on TV.
Not yet. No, I don't watch any of the local channels. I don't even have local TV. I just have Netflix and Amazon.
My
I'm
dad is in a nursing home. My dad's going to be 90. He'll probably turn 93. I hope as long as nothing bad happens in the nursing home. And I can't visit him, but I call him every day. And when I talked to him yesterday, he says, uh, "Well, the nurse came in to see me, and while she was here, she just turned on the TV, and there was one of your commercials."
love.
See, my dad's blind, so he never turns on the TV. But sometimes the nurses come in and they'll just turn it on because they do it for everybody else. They forget he's blind.
Yeah.
But he couldn't see it, but he heard it. He
Yeah.
said, "I
Yeah.
recognized your voice." So that's neat. Our TV, we've got a lot of TV going now because number one, we want to help the economy. And number two, we want to keep paying our people. And we want to help people that are in car wrecks.
Yeah. Because they're still
So
happening, Vic. You know,
they're
and
still happening.
we think that people are quarantining, but you hit 35, Interstate 35 is still packed. And even driving around Waco, I went and picked up some Rosso pizza last week. It was like it was a normal day in Waco. There's plenty of traffic. I was kind of amazed.
I was too. I went to Moroso's last week and did some carry out.
I love it.
And Dan Moroso, we stood 6 feet apart, but we were talking about what's all that traffic on Bosque Boulevard? Where are they going?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It can't all be essential. I mean, we all feel like we're essential, but
Now, I saw some good news from Moroso's this morning. He had a
what's that?
special last night on his lasagna. He
I
makes
didn't
great
I
lasagna.
didn't know he makes lasagna.
Oh, yeah.
I
Oh,
want it.
really good lasagna. And they sold out. They absolutely sold out. So,
Love it. Support our local businesses, man, especially that one.
yeah, yeah, it's really good.
It's so good.
So, they had such a success on the lasagna last night that now they're preparing it family style in these tins that are like a foot long or maybe even a little longer
Yeah.
and about that deep.
Oh,
And you come in and pick that up, and you can either get it already cooked or you can get it ready to put in the oven with instructions and
that's
on
awesome. That's
how
smart.
long to cook it. So then it's just right there like you cooked it yourself. And he'll make a big, nice salad that you can carry out too.
Oh, yeah. I'm like Garfield with the lasagna pan. It's
Yeah. Yeah. And then our friends over at Pinewood, and that's where we get our coffee.
yes.
Pinewood Coffee Roasters in Waco, Texas. And all their coffee is organic. It's non-GMO. Is that the right letters?
Yeah.
GMO, non-GMO,
That's it.
and it's chemical free.
It is.
You know, regular coffee, like Folgers and all that kind of stuff. People don't know this, but coffee has more chemicals in it than just about any other food you can put in your body. Regular coffee,
That's not good.
because they flatten the forest. They plant row after row. They come in with their big machines, spraying their chemicals, and that's what we're drinking. And coffee is good for you. They say up to 5 cups a day is good for you, and I do about 10, so I should really be healthy. But I drink that good organic, non-GMO coffee. And Dylan Washington over at Pinewood, he makes sure. I mean, he goes and visits
Well, they actually go to like South
places.
America, right? And actually
Yes,
visit the
they.
farms where it's grown. It, it's
Yeah,
it's really impressive, man. They go there because I
they
always watch their
go there.
Instagram and whatnot. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's so that he can see for himself that they're not using Monsanto Roundup,
Yeah, yeah,
and that they're paying their laborers a livable wage.
right,
And that's
right.
important too, because we want to do that. So when you buy when somebody buys our coffee, and we have 3 labels, when you buy our coffee, you're helping to support a family somewhere that's growing it.
Mm-hmm.
You're also helping to support an organization that helps people who have been wrongfully convicted.
Correct.
So
Proclaim
far,
justice.
Proclaim Justice. So far, we've given money to Proclaim Justice and to the Innocence Project.
Yes, yes. 2
Now,
checks.
2 checks. $1 from each bag will go to a worthy organization that's working on that. Right now, we're just working with Proclaim Justice and the Innocence Project. And we didn't start selling coffee till a couple months ago.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's
Yeah, when we
it
finally
started.
got all our supplies in and started bagging it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And we've already been able to send $100 to Proclaim Justice and $80 to the Innocence Project.
Love it, man.
Yeah,
Love it.
doesn't sound like much money, but every little bit helps and it
Oh
adds up.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Plus, we're giving them a good shout out nearly every show.
Yeah.
Hey, I bought you a shirt, Jonathan. I've got one for me and you.
I love it, dude. Look at that. Bill and Ted, be
Be
excellent to
excellent
each
to
other.
each other. Yeah, I bought you one just like it.
Love it.
But yeah, you and I are the
Can't
same
wait.
size. So I bought you a medium too.
I need some more of those
And
hand-me-down jeans that you got too. Whenever you're ready.
okay.
Remember that? Remember you lost all the
Yeah.
weight? I got a couple pairs of jeans. They
Yeah,
were
I know.
great.
Well,
Those things lasted for
yeah.
like years.
Yeah. Yeah, but
But now you're all
I
skinny
don't
now.
have any more of that size. Yeah, I'm too
Oh,
skinny now.
that's
Yeah,
all right.
you're gonna have to lose some weight, John, if you get if you're gonna get my hand me downs now.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
wearing Edgar Allan Poe.
I am.
I like him, a great
Says all
American
that we see
author.
or seem is nothing more than a dream within a dream. I like it.
Oh my God, I love that.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Some stuff on my shirt there. It's all right. Play it off cool. So yeah, so we're rocking and rolling, Vic. We're talking from the trenches, and we're still functioning though, and that's why I think the moral of this tale is we're so totally functional. And I'm happy that we live in 2020 when the technology is such that we can totally be functional at all times. We have cloud systems, and we can
Me
still move
too.
forward. And we can still serve our clients and the general
Me
public well.
too. This would have shut us down for good
It would
if
have been
it
bad.
happened before the internet. And before the internet, got really powerful.
Yeah, man.
So not only can we sign up a new case without you even having to come into the office,
Mm-hmm.
because we can send all the documents right to your computer or to your smartphone,
Yeah, man.
and you can digitally sign it.
Mm-hmm.
The contract, because state bar requires us to have a contract before we can get started. It's just a requirement.
gotta
And
have that.
then the medical release forms, because those cotton picking medical places makes us get your signature before they'll give us your records. Can you
Yeah.
believe that?
Yeah, you got HIPAA out there. You got to do it.
Got to do it. So we get all that signed. We get your records in. Our support staff is taking turns going down every day and getting the mail.
Yeah.
And we let it lay out in the hallway and breathe for 24 hours. And
Yeah.
then the next day, somebody comes in and scans it and puts it in the file where it belongs.
Whee. Yep.
So we
Love
got
it.
that going. We're making sure there's never more than one person in the office at a time.
Yeah.
Plus, something we did very recently,
What do we do?
and that's the brand new security cameras
Yeah.
that we
Yep.
have all over the office,
Yes.
all around the perimeter.
Perimeter.
So if a FedEx guy shows up or something like that,
Yep.
we
We
have
know when he's
somebody
in.
who only, we know it. Yeah. And we have a support staff person who only lives a few blocks away. And her cell phone goes ding. She looks at it. There's the video of the FedEx man. And she's down there before he gets out of the parking lot.
It's freaking awesome.
So, isn't it
Awesome.
awesome?
It's awesome.
So we got this going. Also, last not last week, but the week before everybody was quarantined in, but when we realized it was starting to get serious,
Yeah.
I mean, dead serious, we did our very first uh, remote deposition.
We did. Yeah.
We did. Before, you've always had the court reporter, the witness, us, the defendant's lawyer, and sometimes a representative from the defendant's insurance company, all in the same room. Gets hot, everybody breathing on each other, the court reporter going like this. This time we did it, and everybody was in a different location,
It's amazing.
different
It's amazing.
cities, even.
Yeah.
Yeah, even different cities.
So, but that brings us to our next point, which is doing live broadcasting via Zoom for our audience.
We've been talking about that. You and I started talking
I
about
think
that a
it's
couple days
time.
ago.
I think it's
Tell us
time.
about that.
Well, I think it's time for us to take this puppy on the road, and we can do it right from our living rooms and our kitchens. And there's so many topics we can talk about, Vic, and we get so many emails and comments and messages that I think it's time for us to start doing some live streaming. And with Zoom, we can do that.
I do too. And we had been planning to do some live podcast with live audiences
Yeah.
at like the Hippodrome in Waco,
Yeah.
or the Paramount Theater
Down in Austin.
Or even the Zachary Scott's a great theater. That would be so good and they've got several little theaters there in Austin, right in that same complex.
Yeah.
And they're usually in the round, well, not totally round, semicircle. And we were getting ready to do that.
Yeah, man.
And then this hit. But the technology coming into a virtual room is it's the next best thing.
Yeah. And
So
since we're all stuck at home anyways.
Yeah. So we're going to do a webinar so that we bought a system so that 1,000 people can log in and watch.
Indulge in the chatter.
Even type up some questions. We won't be able to see them all right then, or we'll just be reading the questions the whole time. But we'll be able to answer a few questions. Maybe even make somebody's microphone live so that they can talk, and we can bring their picture up on the screen.
Right.
And actually have them participate and talk, just like if they were standing up in an audience to ask a question.
Yeah, man.
Or like the book clubs that we've been doing.
There you
go.
Book clubs.
Or the concerned citizens out in California. Yeah.
That's not a place I want to be. California.
Right now? Nope. No. I don't want to be anywhere right now except at home. I think we should follow the instructions, follow the rules.
If everybody did, this will be over sooner. I think it'd
be over a lot
that's
sooner.
End of the day, what we all need to do.
Yeah. So anyway, we're going to be putting together some kind of webinar. When we were talking about doing it at a theater, we had rent to pay and all that, and we were going to charge. But at least our first one of these is going to be free.
Yeah.
We're going to advertise it. Send us an email. Let us know that you would do it.
And what topic? What topic you like us to cover?
What topic do you want us to cover? Because we might be able to cover more than one topic. with the system that we have too, we can also show video. We can put
Documents.
documents on the screen. So we'll, and fortunately, remember how we were talking about how all of our material is not in one place. Now it's in the cloud, but I like to say it's hidden at 13 different holy sites around the world with where
13
they
energy
found
vortexes.
the crystal skulls.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. If you've never heard Dan Aykroyd talk about the crystal skulls, it's very interesting. Google them sometimes. Now,
Yeah.
there's one lady at the Smithsonian who says these were made by men. But everybody else says, I don't think human beings could make these things because they're made without any kind of tool marks on them. But it's a solid chunk of crystal that's been carved to look like a skull without a single tool mark on it.
Do you remember back in 2012 when everybody's freaking out, the crystal skulls have to be back in their places or the doomsday is coming? Remember that?
Maybe they were right.
Well, I don't know.
I don't think so. I think this will all be over in a month or two. I hope it'll be over sooner. I see maybe July at the latest. If everybody will follow the rules.
Yeah.
Maybe May. Even some of our courthouses are starting to talk about resuming trials in May. That's the only thing we can't do right now is a trial.
Right.
Because
you can't have jurors coming in. You can't have all those people in one little place.
Unless they put in some emergency rules and figure out how to do jury trials the way you and I are doing this.
Right.
We can do everything else. We've even figured out how to do mediations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, some of the insurance companies are trying to use this crisis as an excuse not to pay.
Do you remember
that awful?
Well, do you remember that back in the housing crisis and everything when we went into that recession was like 07, 08, 06 in there? I remember at one point we tried to sell, I think it was USAA, and literally the adjuster's like, we just got word to not settle a case for 30 days. Do you remember that? It was crazy. Is the insurance company's like, no, we're not paying anybody for injuries for 30 days. We're done. It's like, wait, what?
The fact that the insurance companies own Congress and own our state legislatures, before they couldn't have gotten away with that. Before we used to have consumers on the insurance commission as well. Now they're all just insurance executives.
Yeah,
when they call the area over the speaker's box at the Texas legislature, the owner's box, right there, the speaker's podium, and there's a balcony back behind. And you look up in that balcony and you see all the different colored blazers for the different insurance companies. And even the staff down at the legislature refers to that as the owner's box. Isn't that sad?
It is. Well, I hope this coronavirus wakes a lot of people up to the corporate greed out there with all these companies looking for the bailouts and all that stuff. It's maddening, Vic. It's maddening.
I hope so. One thing that my wife and I are doing to pass the time, besides we work a lot, just like you've been working a lot on your cases and all. Fewer distractions. I don't get to walk around and have coffee with everybody in the office and see how their night was and what all's going on, because I'm a real socialite. I'm a social butterfly.
You make your rounds.
I do. So I've been doing a lot of work, but she and I have been doing two things. Number one, yesterday and today, we did yoga classes, just like you and I are doing this. Cool. MC Yogi has set this up. He had, I don't know, I think probably 40 people in his class today. I think he had amazing. 50 yesterday.
All on Zoom?
Uh-huh.
Awesome.
Now, what he does is that he has all the little squares up, with each person in, and you sit and he'll talk with us for a while, and you can digitally raise your hand by typing in something, and he'll unmute your mic, and we all say hello to each other. And then he puts the screen there you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Nice.
And then he puts the screen towards just his face, but you can see Amanda, his wife, behind him
Uh-huh.
demonstrating the moves.
Oh,
But
cool.
he's got on his screen, he can see all of us. So he's able to give us cues.
Oh,
Now
wow.
bring that hip down just a little.
That's cool.
Vic, see if you can make that warrior a little lower, and stuff like that. It's really kind of neat. And I just love that guy. We sent him some of our coffee,
Yeah, we did.
and he wrote me the other day a nice little message, said they had really enjoyed it. So whenever
It's
we can get
great
back to the
coffee, man.
office, it
It's so
really
good.
is.
It's so good.
When we can get back to the office, let's send him another bag. But let's try a different
Now
label this time.
let me do this one. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. That's
And then
funny.
another thing that Cece and I have been doing to pass the time.
Playing rummy.
No,
All right, just checking.
there was a mini series that was on a while back that I really, really loved, and it's called Adams.
I
It's
was
by
about to say the
John Adams.
confession killer. I'd be like, man.
Nah, I've seen that
I mean,
about.
it's good and all. Don't get me wrong, but
It's good,
oh,
but I lived it. I kind of know how it ends. Uh,
John Adams
but
was great. You and I watched it when it first came out. Remember, we were comparing notes each time an
we
episode came out.
did,
It was great.
and we're really enjoying it. But this time through, oh my God, I've got such an even greater appreciation for Thomas Jefferson.
Sure.
And I'd encourage anybody to watch Adams just to get a good sense of the history concerning all of our founding fathers.
Yeah, man.
But listen to some of the things Thomas Jefferson says, because some of them are coming true. It is. And so
Yeah.
Thomas Jefferson was a man of vision and foresight.
Yeah, man.
And he could see the flaws in what we were putting together and how eventually someday we'd need to go back and look at things and reel it back in.
Sure.
And if you listen to Thomas Jefferson on Adams, what he's talking about is the eventual evolving of the deep state.
Oh,
The
we know a little
really
something about that.
of the federal government having too much power to where they
Yeah.
become coercive. They become where they're just holding people down. They become punitive. Uh, the rules don't make any sense, and we don't go back and revisit them. We need to go back and revisit some of our rules when all of this is over.
Yeah.
We need to look at our penal code again and decide, does somebody that does this really need to be locked up for 30 years? Really?
Yeah, really.
Really? Supported by society when they could, because sometimes people learn their lessons, especially nonviolent offenders.
Sure. Sure.
Our prisons are full of nonviolent offenders. They're full of people who've been arrested for drug offenses.
Yeah.
We should not be spending that money on this stupid war on drugs.
Well, you got your private prisons, man. They need their money.
Well, that's just a damn sin, you know.
Cash for
And
kids.
that's the kind of thing that Thomas Jefferson was warning us about. And then when our cash for kids, when our judges lose their impartiality because they got their finger in the pie, whether it's heads on beds in prisons, ankle bracelets, ankle monitors that judges are making money off of, some of these programs that they make you go to. I mean, used to, if you got put on probation, that means come and report to your probation officer and stay out of trouble. It didn't mean you had to spend most everything you make going to some stupid class.
Yeah, man.
You got to go to a DWI class. You got to go to a substance. You got caught with 2 joints, so we're going to make you spend $60 a month and take time out of your life to go to a substance abuse class.
Yeah.
We got to come to our senses and quit being so punitive and be a little more loving and accepting and a little more forgiving. If they're not a danger to society, they don't need these long sentences, And I'm kind of guilty of this when I ran for DA. I ran on the platform of tough on crime. I can win a case. And we're going to blah, 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 and get these big sentences and all that. That was the way it was in the 80s.
Yeah.
But now we're looking at it and seeing how our prisons are packed.
Yeah.
And packed with people that
Well,
don't
that
need
didn't
to
work.
be there. Well, that didn't work.
Let's try
So
something new.
in a lot of areas, we need to go back to our drawing board. So
Yeah.
give Adams a try. And when you do, listen to Thomas Jefferson.
Just out of curiosity, have you started watching the Tiger King yet?
I have not been able to bring myself to do that. Have you?
I finished it up yesterday, and that's
really
a ride. That's all I can say.
Oh my God! Is it
and
something I should even look at? Because
it is profound.
That means I probably shouldn't poison my mind with it.
It's pure toxicity. It's 7 episodes of pure toxicity. But
that's why I haven't watched that movie about what's it? Killing cats. Don't kill cats.
Oh, that one was profound as well.
Yeah.
Don't
I heard
fuck
that
with
would.
cats.
Yeah, that'll warp your brain.
It's.
I don't know if I want to see stuff like that when I can see uplifting things like Adams.
And that's the truth.
That documentary that they had recently on George Washington, it was really good too.
Is that
a lot
Netflix
of people
thing?
don't. Oh, you'd have to Google it. I don't remember. I think so. It's 4 or 5 parts, and too many of our citizens don't know anything about our founding fathers and about what great men they were. They didn't all agree with each other, and it's a good thing they didn't. We don't have to agree with each other. But the thing I like about watching, say, Adams, is realizing how these great men could totally disagree with each other and still be friends.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like I've mentioned before, the way Doc Holliday and Wyatt Earp were totally on opposite ends of the spectrum politically.
Yeah.
Even morally, but they were still friends.
Yeah.
And they had each other's back. And that's what we need. That's what we need in Washington, D.C. This is not the time for this petty bickering that's been going on. It's not the time for unwarranted criticism. And I tell you who I have a bone to pick with as much as our politicians, and that's the news media.
Oh, God, Vic. Sensationalizing the madness.
I know. And when I hear some of these reporters and their questions and the way they yell them out so angry, and it's not a real question. It's trying to just stick a barb in. It's trying to turn a knife.
I want a reaction. Let's pull the puppet strings.
I want a reaction, and I want an answer right now. Right now. Well, and then so they give an answer right now, which is mainly just a thinking out loud answer because we don't know what the answers are.
Yeah, we don't have all the facts.
We got to kind of step out into faith and find the answers as we go. But they're like, blah, 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 blah. It's just icky. I don't like it. It's icky. We need to spend more time listening to good music, watching good TV, talking with our families and friends, meditating and praying. That's something that's totally gone out of style.
Definitely got to keep grounded. I think that's what
got to keep grounded. And I believe in prayer, not because I'm trying to sell anybody's God, but because just staying grounded and the power of positive thinking and positive thought,
it's a real thing.
I got to tell you, no matter how young or healthy you are, you're going to die.
We're all going to die.
You are. You're going to die. Eventually, you're going to die. We're all going to die someday.
It's true.
And a lot of people are so afraid of dying that their fear of dying keeps them from living.
Then it keeps them snatching up all the TP.
Yeah, it makes them go out and snatch up all the
same people paper. Doing that or doing that.
It's fear-based.
Oh, absolutely.
It's totally fear-based. And fear is the opposite of faith. And what we need during these trying times is more faith.
Yeah.
So, so fear dying keeps you from living, and but we don't need to be reckless either.
True.
Follow the rules.
That's all you got to do, man.
Yeah. Stay home. Don't get out there breathing on each other. And this thing will eventually pass. And hopefully we won't lose half the population of the world in the process.
I agree.
Because this thing is getting more aggressive.
It has mutated.
It's mutated. It's not just killing old and sick anymore. It's killing babies. It's killing teenagers. It's killing athletes.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, man.
So I could not believe some of the irresponsible behavior I was seeing out of the spring breakers.
Yeah, man, these people down on the coast and out in California or out in Florida. And what's funny is the articles that have come out since then, of course, is all these people partying have all got the coronavirus now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, way to go, man.
Yeah. And somebody did I don't know how they got the information, but was it you telling me about it? They saw there was this graph.
Oh, there was Aubrey Robertson.
Yeah.
Where it like
who is running for
the cell
who's
phone.
running for city council? He's vote for Aubrey. He's a good guy. So anyway, so tell us what Aubrey told us.
Oh, basically someone had done some study where they tracked certain cell phone pings that were in an area in Florida to see where they went to after spring break. And it was all over the country in major cities. And they ran the hypothetical of what if that person contracted the coronavirus and how would it have spread. And obviously, you know, the result is just like, we're all going to die, you know, because these kids went back to school all over the country, obviously being social and whatnot. And the spread would just be astronomical.
And I can't believe some of these churches that won't shut down. There are churches in Houston, all over the place, some of these mega churches. There's one in Houston who had 1,000 people there last Sunday. And they're all hugging each other and saying, God's going to see us through this, blah, 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 blah. You know, I believe in God. Sure. Unlike a lot of people, I really believe in God. But one of the commandments, not one of the 10 commandments, but one of the things that Jesus said, he said to Satan, actually, when Satan was tempting him, was tempt not the Lord thy God. Tempt not the Lord thy God. And when you walk into a situation that you know is dangerous, know could kill you, know that you could be killing other people, and say, oh, God's going to put up this shield and protect me. No, you're tempting God. And that's, no. I would rather act with common sense than to act stupid and expect God to save me. If you believe that, why don't you go to the top of your church, go to the top of a tall building and just jump off and expect God to save you? That's what these guys are doing. Yeah. This reminds me of the snake handlers. You know, one branch of the Pentecostal church used to have the preachers that get up, and they thought it was, you know, holy, and they had so much faith because they would handle these rattlesnakes. Some of those guys got bit.
Yeah.
Some of those guys had to go to the hospital.
I've seen some videos.
It's just not smart. So let's be smart. Let's follow the rules and have faith, but not do anything stupid.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
What else we got, Jonathan?
I think that's it, man. I think we've covered everything. But I would like to hear from some of our audience as to what they would like to see as far as live stream goes. You know, you and I have tossed around some topics, and, you know, I think Henry Lee Lucas is obviously a big one. I think that'd be fun to have a question and answer. And, you know, we can also play some of the video that we have that's in the archive that no one's ever seen, and we can do some really fun stuff with it.
Yeah, write us and make some recommendations. Tell us what you'd like to see, what you'd like to hear. Now, keep in mind, Jonathan and I will be making the decision what to do because, frankly, our audience is worldwide.
Yeah.
Now, we're situated, me and you, we're in Waco, Texas.
We are.
But when we start this thing, I would like something that would appeal to our global audience.
Yeah.
Because we have listeners in London. We have listeners in Italy right now
We do.
who they're all stuck in their houses just like we are. So I'd like to have something that's not just about Waco, but something that would appeal to a bigger audience.
Sure.
So
I agree.
let us know. Let us know what you're thinking about.
And we will announce, then we can announce the topic, and then we'll prepare some documents and promote it, and we'll throw these guys a date, and we'll do it.
Let's do it. Stay safe, Jonathan. I love you, man.
Love you back, dude. In your kitchen there. I like it.
I was going to say that this one will probably, the one we're recording right now, will probably be our very next podcast.
If you want,
even though we've got other podcasts in the can,
yeah,
we're still talking about April 1985.
We are.
When it comes to Henry Lee Lucas, because like I've said before, April 1985 lasted about 6 months, and so there's a lot to talk about there, a lot of overlap. But let's put this one in, and then listeners, let us know what you like to talk about, what you want to hear, and let us know if you'd be willing to join into one of these webinars, and also maybe suggest some dates and times, and we'll crunch the numbers and figure out what would be best for the biggest audience. Keeping in mind that we are dealing with a worldwide audience. It's not going to be easy, but maybe with the first one, I don't know, just see what we can do.
Yeah.
And then, and this is going to be on YouTube. We're going to put this one on YouTube. Yes. So on all of our webinars, we'll be able to render them down and push them up into YouTube.
Yep. And if you go to our website too, Vic, www.vicfeazell.com, that's revamped our media page. So all of our YouTube videos are now there. So if
tell us about that.
Well, if people are bored,
they're easier to find now, right?
Yeah. So rather than going to YouTube, you can go right to vicfeazell.com, and all of our channels videos are there, which we have 60 something plus. And those include, obviously our podcast episodes are up, but also a lot of the videos that we took with some of our interviewees, like Jason Baldwin, the West Memphis Three. Some videos are up of him. Hugh Ainsworth talking about, JFK and Bundy and all sorts of stuff. So lots of fun stuff to check out while you're home bored.
Stay safe. Love you guys.
Hi, I'm Vic Feazell. During these trying times, you might want to just stay home. And at the law offices of Vic Feazell, we understand. That's why we're set up to handle your personal injury claim without you even having to come in. Just give us a call, and we'll take it from there. We can send any paperwork straight to your smartphone or computer. Don't delay, because if we don't put money in your pocket, you don't owe us anything. I'm Vic Feazell.